Hi, and welcome to another one of my Tupperware recipe videos. It may seem like summer is cancelled this year, but it's just around the corner. And what better way to celebrate it than with a summer fruits cheesecake? Tupperware first reached the United Kingdom in 1960 and took off just as it had in the States as the must-have items for every wife and bride to ensure her kitchen was the envy of her neighbours. By this stage, Tupperware was fully ready to take over the world and had opened manufacturing plants in Wigan, Brussels, Toronto, Tokyo and Sydney. Fast forward to 1988 and the Tupperware brand was so ingrained in the public conscience that the British division published The Tupperware Cook. A beautifully presented book with the products displayed in a classically British kitchen. Who doesn't remember when their mother's kitchen looked like this? And it gave recipes popular in Britain such as scones and the Swiss roll. I have the 1989 revised edition of the book, and the photograph of the cheesecake exudes sophistication. This image just screams that the boss and his wife have come over for dinner, and this dessert will not fail you in impressing them.
Hello. Well, let me guess. Hubby's come home and he's dropped a bombshell. He's invited the boss around for dinner, and what on earth are we having?
Let's get on and see how to make this. I'll include a full list of ingredients as shown in the book in the description below.
I'll just die if I don't get this recipe.
First, I'm going to make up 1 packet of powdered jelly. Following the instructions on the back, pour this into the jel-ring with the centre seal firmly in place to avoid leakage, and add our fruit. And what doesn't say elegance like fruit suspended in gelatin? Once it's cooled, I'll pop this into the fridge to set. Using the grater attachment of the Cook's Maid, I'm going to zest 1 lemon. Then a magic switch to the juicer attachment and I'll juice the lemon. Finally, I'll separate 2 eggs with 1 egg separator attachment. I can just see you all rushing out to order your Cook's Maid now that you've seen how versatile they are. In my mixing bowl, I'll add the egg yolks, cream, cottage cheese, sugar, lemon zest and juice. Dissolve the gelatin in 3 tablespoons of boiling water and fold it carefully into the cheese mixture. Fold in the fromage frais and egg whites, which should have been whisked until softly stiff. The recipe calls for raspberry fromage frais, which appears to have fallen off the shelf since the last episode of Supermarket Sweep. So I'll simply add 2 tablespoons of raspberry jam to plain fromage frais. Spoon the mixture onto the jelly and then pop back into the fridge to set. For the base of the cheesecake, I'm going to blitz the biscuits in my food processor until finely crumbled. Add the crumbs onto the melted butter and press this onto the cheesecake mix. Refrigerate again for at least 2 hours. Finally, the moment of truth. I'm going to remove the top seal, invert onto my Tupperware servitable plate and gently remove the inner seal, easing the gel ring off. And...
Woman is a walking disaster area!
It's safe to say that none of us would wish to serve this to our spouse's boss. After retracing my steps, I discovered, in my impatience for the jelly and cheesecake to set, I'd cranked up my fridge to freezing levels. Let this be a lesson to all. Frozen, then thawed out jelly just doesn't hold its shape. But fear not, having learnt from my mistake, I started again and have produced this beautiful cheesecake, a little more in keeping with the Tupperware way. Well, it's a new day. As you may have seen, the last one didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Never freeze your jelly, by the way. You will regret it.
Yes, dear, but now you're among professionals.
Thanks for watching and see you next time.
He has the freshest ideas for locking in freshness.